Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this special right here on the Riley King Network. Gorilla Tragedy. Zookeepers shot and killed a rare gorilla on Saturday after a 3-year-old boy slipped into its enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo, triggering outcry over how the situation was handled. If they had to do it again, they would respond the same way, the zoo director said Monday. Cincinnati Zoo Director Cian Maynard said he stands by the decision to kill 17-year-old Silverback Harvey to save the child. The boy went under a rail, through wires, and over a moat well to get into the enclosure, according to the zoo. Footage shot by witnesses shows Harvey dragging the child through the water as the clamor of the crowd grows louder. Zookeepers shot the 450-pound gorilla with a rifle rather than tranquilizing him. The brief encounter sparked widespread internet outrage over the decision to shoot Harvey and whether the child's parents were to blame for failing to look after him. But those second-guessing the call don't understand silverback gorillas, Maynard said in a news conference, and they were not there when it was time to make the cruel decision. That child's life was in danger. People who question that don't understand you cannot take a risk with a silverback gorilla. This is a dangerous animal, he said. Looking back, we'd make the same decision. The child is safe, he said. The family was visiting the zoo on Saturday when the boy slipped away and entered the enclosure. Kimberly Ann Perkins O'Connor, who captured part of the incident on her cell phone, told CNN she overheard the boy joking to his mother about going into the water. Then suddenly there he was, being dragged by Harvey. The undefined boy was taken to the Children's Hospital and released Saturday evening. The family thanked the zoo in a statement through a public relations firm. Some suggested the boy's parents should be held criminally responsible for the incident. An online petition seeking justice for Harvey earned more than 100,000 signatures in less than 48 hours. Cincinnati Police Lieutenant Stephen Sardes said he is not aware of any intention to charge the mother or the parents at this time. Maynard refused to point fingers at the child's family. He also defended the enclosure barrier, saying the zoo has been inspected by both the USDA and associations of zoo and aquariums. He compared the scenario to a locked car that burglars find their way into if they try hard enough. He also pointed out this was the first breach of the exhibit in 38 years of extenses. Western lowland gorillas are critically endangered in the wild, numbering fewer than 175,000 according to the zoo. An additional 765 gorillas dwell in zoos worldwide. At first, it looked like Harvey was trying to help the boy, O'Connor said. The gorilla stood him up and pulled up his pants. However, as the crowd clamors grew, Harvey tossed the boy into a corner of the moat and stood over him, O'Connor said. As the crowd's cries grew, the video shows Harvey grabbing the boy by the foot, dragging him through the water and out of the moat atop the habit, O'Connor said. Take a look at the video.
A day of panic and desperation at the Cincinnati Zoo.
We're getting a second run to the Cincinnati Zoo, and this is in a gorilla cage, and a 3-year-old child has fallen into the gorilla cage.
A 3-year-old boy slips into the zoo's gorilla habitat and over a moat wall. Suddenly, Harambe, a 17-year-old 400-pound gorilla, approaches the boy. His mother watches in horror at what happens next.
Mommy's right here.
Oh my God!
Isaiah?
Okay, everybody back up. I'll take you. It's gonna make you
Right here.
The young boy screams and the urgent calls to 911 can be heard on this bystander video. Harambe drags the boy around the moat and up a ladder for a total of 10 minutes as the zoo's dangerous animal response team anxiously decides what to do next.
The little boy himself had already been talking about wanting to go in, get in the water. And his mother's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. I don't know if the screaming did it or too many people hanging on the edge, if he thought we were coming in. But then he, pulled the boy down further away from the big group.
Engine 32. Start the police. The gorilla has the child. And it dragged him around the pen.
Officials considered the incident very threatening, deciding Harambe must be taken down immediately.
The reason that tranquilizing was not chosen is in an agitated situation, which the male was, it may take quite a while for a tranquilizer to take effect, but certainly at the instant he would be hit, he would have a dramatic response. You don't hit him and he falls over. I mean, it would take a few minutes. The child wasn't under attack, but all sorts of things could happen in a situation like that. So he certainly was at risk.
They say their only option, a rifle. Harambe was shot and killed. The child was taken to Cincinnati Children's Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
We have rescued the child. Disregard everybody. Children have been notified for a trauma.
It's a sad day all the way around. The right choice was made. It was a difficult choice.
Harambe was a western lowland gorilla, a critically endangered species. The zoo had hoped he would eventually father other gorillas.
We love this zoo. It's very friendly. Everything is beautiful here. But when you see something like that and then you have the disappointment, because what do you say to your grandchildren?
There's the video for you. And here's a look at the maps where western lowland gorillas are from. This area right here. Similar incidents, different endings. Although it was the first incident of its kind in the Cincinnati Zoo Gorilla World exhibit since it opened in 1978, similar cases have occurred with very different outcomes. In 1986, a 5-year-old boy named Levon Marat tumbled into the gorilla enclosure at Jersey Zoo in the United Kingdom. The video filmed by a bystander showed Levi lying on the ground bleeding from the head and unconscious. The footage shows the jumbo male gorilla approaching the boy as if to check on him, extending a head to stroke his back. A decade later, a 3-year-old boy fell nearly 20 feet into a gorilla enclosure at the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago. This time, a female gorilla named Berenta Jua picked up the unconscious boy while carrying her own infant on the back and guarded him from other gorillas. PETA captivity not accepted. Although gorillas are known to be unpredictable, not always the gentle giants the world saw in these two cases. The animal advocacy group for ethical treatment of animals said the large countercept of zoos is the root of the problems. The animal rights organization said on Twitter the tragic episode was the latest proof that even under the best circumstances, captivity is never acceptable for gorillas or other parroties. Other pointed out that in the end, the odds were stacked against the gorilla. Mayrand said zoo plans to reopen the exhibit to the public after a thorough assessment. And that does it for my special right here on the Riley King Network, Gorilla Tragedy. I hope you all enjoyed. Good night, everyone. Bye.